Hey guys, welcome to Fox 5 News Live. I'm Judea Murray, and a Merry Christmas Eve to all of you who decided to join us. We're going to talk about some of the top news of the day, and that includes holiday travel. I don't know if you have any plans on bringing people in town, or maybe you're going somewhere and you haven't gone just yet. Honestly, it's like the Hunger Games out there. We're going to be joined by one of our reporters from Fox News who's at an airport in Nashville, where I understand, just like what's happening across the country, it's not that pretty. So let's head out to Asher Red. I want to ask him, if you're listening in, Asher, how is it looking out there?
Well, surprisingly, it's not looking too bad. I was looking over at the TSA line that I usually fly out of and was pretty jealous to see that absolutely no one was standing in the line. Now, folks traveling today could be cutting it close if they're trying to get to their destination by Christmas Day. Now, AAA is estimating that about 109 million people will drive to their destinations this year, 8 million people will fly, and nearly 5 million will hop on a train or take a nice Christmas cruise. Now, some folks in the Northeast are forecasted for a white Christmas, but travel experts are keeping an eye on airports in states like New York and Massachusetts for potential delays. But meanwhile, heavy rain in the west could delay travelers along the west coast, but some travelers here say they're just trying to stay optimistic.
And it wasn't bad last year. Hopefully it's not bad this year. If it's anything like last year, hopefully it's the same. It was easy last year, so it wasn't that bad.
But there's a bright side to this holiday season. Folks driving to their destination might notice cheaper gas prices. AAA says the national average is around $2.85 a gallon, which is about 20 cents cheaper than this time last year. Experts say the timing of Christmas and New Year's this year is also pretty good for travel.
Actual nice thing about this holiday season is the way that Christmas and New Year's fall. We're actually spreading out travelers across a little over 2 weeks. So we've actually seen some of those supposedly busiest days earlier this week, the 19th, 20th, and 21st, didn't even crack the top 50 of busiest days of 2025.
And TSA says Sunday will be the busiest day at the airport, with nearly 3 million people trying to get home. And if you're driving that day, well, travel experts say you might want to get on the road before 9 a.m. Back to you.
That is insane. If I could talk personally, my brother tried to get out for a flight from JFK. First of all, traffic was horrible. He couldn't even make it on time. And so now he's just trying to figure out what's next. But I want to ask you, you mentioned Sunday was probably going to be the busiest day. Has AAA said anything about times? What would be the worst or best time to travel throughout the day?
You know, the best time would be, especially if you're driving, to leave somewhere before 9 a.m. As the day goes on, it's going to get busier on the roads. And the same thing is true with airports. You want to take the earliest flight possible, because a lot of people, if I'm being honest, they want to sleep in after Christmas. You're dealing with kids all day. You're also eating probably some really good food. Just set your alarm an hour or two earlier, and it might save you the headache. Plus, if there's delays, I deal with it all the time here at the airport. I fly out of here once or twice a week, and I can tell you that the earlier flights, if they're delayed, you have options to fall back on later on in the day, as opposed to if you got the last flight of the day.
Oh yeah, that's the absolute worst, which has happened to me before on an international flight. You don't want to be there sleeping in the airport if they even allow it. Asher, one more question for you. You had mentioned out west that heavy rain, so I assume you have been looking at the headlines. I'm hearing it's maybe the wettest Christmas reported in a couple of years. Are there any other spots throughout the U.S. that have grabbed your attention? I know you're out there in Nashville.
Yeah, well, over out west where you just mentioned with the rain, that rain could have some effects even as far inland as the Las Vegas, Nevada area. But if you talk about the Northeast, they're expecting some snow going into this morning, even tomorrow morning as well. And then later this week, I was actually talking with some of my colleagues about this. We're expecting heavier snow to pick up as the week goes on. This is all things that we'll keep our eyes on. We know that some of the states like New York and Massachusetts are prone to having delays if the snow gets to a certain point. And travel experts and, of course, our colleagues over at Fox Weather have their eyes on that.
Got you. Thank you so much for giving us that insight, telling us a little bit more. You be safe. Have a great holiday. I appreciate you making some time to join us here on the stream. All right, you guys out there streaming with us, want to turn gears to Atlanta, where our airport, the world's busiest airport, is bustling. Big question is, are you going to make it home in time for the holidays? Are your friends or your family going to make it in? We just heard from Asher there that it didn't look that bad in Nashville. I heard from our Kim Luffler, who's out at the airport a little earlier for Good Day Atlanta, that it was a little rough. A lot of people have packed their patience, though, which is a great sign. But I want to talk to you about flight delays and cancellations, what you can expect today. So starting at 7:30 a.m., I went ahead and checked Flight Aware. That's a website anybody can use. It's open to the public. There were 36 delays at that point at 7:30 a.m. at the airport. There were 8 cancellations. Now I'm looking at the misery map right now. There are 95 current delays at the airport, 9 cancellations. We're going to keep our eyes on that, hoping that it doesn't get worse as the day goes on, especially as the night comes in, because nothing's worse than spending your holiday in the airport. But you got to do what you got to do. And speaking of which, if you do still have to make it out to the airport, one of the things that could end up, making you late is what you wear to the airport. According to TSA, there are just some items that will make your journey through security a little more rough. So I want to bring in our Kim Luffler to talk to us about what you can't wear at the airport.
Something that you really may not think about when you're traveling this holiday season, all of those sparkly Christmas sweaters could set off the security systems here at the airport. So that's why TSA is encouraging travelers to not wear them on their holiday travels. They say all those sequins and metallic threads, as well as the glitter and rhinestones can trigger the scanners. So they say it's best to keep them in their bags or just put them on the other side of security. And we've been on the lookout here since we have been out here at the airport this morning. We really haven't seen too many people with those sparkly sweaters. A lot of people wearing their Santa hats and of course Christmas colors as well, but it certainly seems that travelers here at Hartsfield-Jackson have heeded that warning. There's a lot of other things to consider when you're going through TSA during your holiday travels. TSA is reminding travelers that sweaters may have to be removed during the screening process, which includes windbreakers, vests, and light jackets as well. Now, in terms of all of those holiday treats, you can bring some through TSA and with you as you go onto your flight. They say baked goods, cakes, cookies, pies. They're all good to bring through security, but other items like maple syrup, champagne, or eggnog, those are going to have to be in a checked bag if they're over 3.4 ounces. The golden rule here, TSA says, if it can spill, spray, pump, or pour, and it's larger than 3.4 ounces, then it can't be brought in a carry-on bag. Now, if you're not sure if an item that you have is something you can bring through security, you can download the My TSA app and check what you can and can't bring at that site there. The TSA also asks that you leave any presents that you have, make sure that they are unwrapped, just in case they need to inspect the gifts in any way, and that way they won't mess up any of the hard work that you did wrapping all of those presents. So a lot of things to keep in mind as you head here to the airport, but the good news is the wait times are really low. They've been pretty low all throughout the morning. So as long as you take those precautions, you should have an easy time to get through security here at Hartsfield-Jackson. For now, at Hartsfield-Jackson, Kim Luffler for Fox Local.
Kim, thank you so much. I just thought that was so interesting when I heard about that, because what are the odds? Who thinks about stuff like that? But you should, especially if you are trying to get home for the holidays. All right. We're going to move on to our top news of the day. Keeping up with this story about the 3 DeKalb County Jail inmates who escaped and then were found later on in Miami, Florida. The details, you guys, are getting more and more bizarre. So bear with me while we try to get through this together. So what we learned about this incident was that 3 inmates had found their way to a compromised part of a jail cell. The DeKalb County jail officials wouldn't tell us much more information other than that, hoping that there would be no copycats. But they, at some point, made their way to that compromised area. According to some phone records that they were able to obtain, those 3 contacted somebody on the outside who was prepared to kind of be their getaway driver. So from there, they say they went to the home of a girlfriend of one of the inmates, Yusuf Minor's girlfriend, according to officials, and she helped them call a Lyft ride. So now we get to the Lyft ride, and this is the most important part because I want to talk to you about that driver. But when they get to the car, they say that they used a fake name in order to order that ride. And then once they got inside, they put a rope around her neck from behind, dragged her into the back seat. And according to the FBI now, they say they threatened to kill her. This is all coming from a court affidavit that was filed just Tuesday. So what else we know? The inmates they then went on to continue that Lyft ride for 5 to 6 hours. So that Lyft driver was in that car against her will, according to the FBI, for about 5 to 6 hours, crossing from Georgia over into Florida state line. And officials had an inkling that that is where they were going to end up because according to some new information that we're getting, federal authorities had learned about Stevenson Charles that you're seeing there on your screen. He apparently had several run-ins with law enforcement officers in both Georgia as well as Florida. He had actually been sentenced to life in prison after pleading guilty to multiple counts of kidnapping and bank robbery. And they also had multiple cases involving him in South Florida. So he was accused of meeting a man through a Grindr, that's an online dating application. They said that he pulled a gun on that man, and this was all back in 2022 in Miami, forced that man to give over his information and then continued to withdraw money from his accounts. So they had a feeling that that's where they were going to end up, and that is just where they were. So officers were able to track that car down to the South Florida area using license plate readers. So that was a big question we had. How did they even find them? It's license plate readers. And when they caught up with the car, they tried to stop them. They wouldn't stop, and so they had to be, there was a chase. One of the inmates apparently jumped out of the car, and then they were arrested along with the second person. And then eventually all 3 of them were arrested and are expected to face charges. But that Lyft driver, I told you I wanted to get back around to that Lyft driver. Investigators are now learning that the men also apparently took money from her. They say they tried to use her credit card for a short-term rental for a home in Florida, and that's actually where they found the 3rd person. The driver also again told officers that she was held in that car for anywhere up to 5 to 6, maybe even up to 10 hours, that they had gained access to her phone. Again, they had gained access to her online banking records. She says that she tried to escape, and when she did, they threatened to shoot her, rape her, and torture her. This is all according to her and what she has told the FBI, and according to what the FBI has now told us, the media. So all 3 of those inmates have been charged with kidnapping, as well as that original escape, according to the jail records that we have. An absolute bananas story. As we learn more about it, don't worry, we will try to bring that to you. I'm happy that we have this live streaming conversation where I'm able to kind of break down stories in depth, and then also you guys are able to join in with me. Some of our audience is joining us on TikTok, and you guys are in the chat. So if you have any questions, any comments, if you have anything that you want us to dive deeper into, we can possibly do that on the show. So stick around with us. Another hyper-local headline that we are covering, we learned about this deadly crash that involved a MARTA bus happening here in Atlanta. This happened around 2 a.m. on Memorial Drive at Carter Road. Again, that is in the city of Atlanta. Investigators say that someone rammed into the back of a MARTA bus. And at first, all we knew was that the bus driver and that 2 people who were inside that car were injured. But we got some more information from MARTA, and they have now let us know that the driver of that car that ended up crashing into the bus has died. Now, we don't have any other information as far as it concerns the passenger of that vehicle or the current condition of the bus driver, but that is what we know about that situation so far, that deadly crash involving a MARTA bus and a car happening this morning. All right, I want to talk to you about health insurance because there are some changes that will hit your wallet, and here's how it's going to work. Health insurance premiums are set to rise for about 22 million Americans starting in January, and this is after Congress left Washington without voting to extend the expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies, and that is directly going to impact some of us here in Georgia. So please listen up. This is what you need to know. Some people have now told us that the timing couldn't be worse. Christmas is just tomorrow, and the new year is right around the corner. So to hear that in January, more money is going to have to come out of their pockets if they want to care for themselves is just not at all what people want to hear at this point in time. And then some other people are also pointing to us here in Georgia because there's a long-standing decision to not expand Medicaid here. And some people say that it's leaving fewer options for people who are already being priced out of their current coverage. Earlier this year, our governor, Brian Kemp, reiterated his opposition to Medicaid expansion. He says during his State of the State address, that is, that Georgia already spends a lot of money heavily on that program. So as a result, some people are considering foregoing coverage altogether. They say they can't afford to keep that insurance. But then you got to think about this. What if something happens to you? Are you ready to eat that medical debt? Because a lot of us aren't, and just to be honest, a lot of us are one accident away from being homeless if you really think about it. So we all are all keeping this in mind. We're all trying to figure out what we're going to do next, but I wanted to make sure that you were aware that that change was going to come in 2026. So just want to make sure you're aware. And another change coming our way, there's been a warning out for student loan borrowers, especially if you are in default. The Department of Education says that it's going to start taking action against you. They'll start garnishing your wages. Again, this is for anybody who has defaulted on their federal student loans. Up to 15% of borrowers' paychecks after taxes can be garnished to make up for that payment that they're not receiving. Meanwhile, 3 Democratic senators introduced a bill that would stop this from happening, but the Trump administration says around 43 million student borrowers have federal student loan debt amounting to $1.6 trillion. So they say it's important that they get their money back. And I also want you to remember that this comes after former President Joe Biden's SAVE plan was discontinued. The SAVE plan, Saving on a Valuable Education Plan, was suspended and has been suspended since February. Millions of student loan borrowers who were enrolled in it were only paying a couple $100s a month. Some people actually didn't have to pay anything at all. It was a pretty sweet deal for those people. But those days are over. So if you haven't done so already, you're going to have to choose another plan. So the bottom line between these 2 headlines that I'm talking to you about is you got to change your plan, you got to get ready to pay up, or you're going to have to get ready to have your wages garnished. The choice is yours in 2026. All right, with that out of the way, we are going to dive back into the holidays. Tomorrow is Christmas. I don't want to be a Grinch today, so we're going to talk about some exciting things that are happening. We're also going to take a look at our weather when we come back. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. You guys are really active in our TikTok chat. I just wanted to shout a couple of people out. Apparently you're loving the slates that you're seeing where you're looking at some of the Christmas decorations all around our town. I want to let you know those are your neighbors putting those up. Someone said this is really beautiful. Shout out to Red S. Lavin who joined our chat. We're going to continue talking about some of the things that you guys are looking at. Another question I see, is this in Georgia? Yes, all of those holiday photos and videos you saw were in Georgia. All right, want to get you out to a live look at the White House, where even though we're taking this look here, I do want to let you know the president is not there. It's because he's going to celebrate his Christmas Eve and his Christmas Day in Florida, actually at Mar-a-Lago. Tonight, he's expected to host a couple of Christmas events there. Now, remember on December 18th, he signed an executive order declaring Christmas Eve and Christmas Day as federal holidays, which gives federal workers some extra time off to enjoy the holidays. So pretty cool. You know, there has been some controversy back and forth of whether you should have done that, whether it was necessary. I don't know. You guys weigh in. What do you think? In the meantime, who wants to be a billionaire? I do. I need the money. And this is the question everybody has. Tonight is going to be your chance to maybe cash in some good hard cash money. I'm joined now with our Deidre Dukes, who traveled all the way to Tallapoosa, Georgia to check out the Powerball tickets. Now, Deidre, I completely understand why you made the trip, because winning that jackpot is going to be a pretty sweet Christmas gift. How much money are we talking here?
$1.7 billion.
Oh,
you know
gosh.
I love you, Judea, but all I want for Christmas is to win Powerball. So I wish you the best, but I wish me the best too. It would be the best Christmas gift ever. And if I can't win and you can't win, maybe one of these folks in line here at the Robinsons, a gas station here in Tallapoosa, maybe they will be the lucky Powerball winner. Maybe they'll win that $1.7 billion that everyone's lined up for, that opportunity here this afternoon. As you can see, there's a steady stream of customers that have been making their way here to play the Powerball lottery. It's been a steady line here since we arrived this morning. Now, a lot of these folks have told me that they actually drove in from Alabama to this gas station, which holds the title of the #1 lottery seller in Georgia. All here to play Powerball in hopes of winning that $1.7 billion Powerball jackpot. Now, that drawing is tonight on Christmas Eve. It would make a great present if someone won that big prize tonight. Now, we talked to some people who purchased tickets about what they would do with all that money. One even had some advice for the big lotto winner if someone wins the big jackpot tonight. Here's what they had to say.
Help my family and help my friends and pay off all my bills and get my daughter a house.
Probably get to go visit our family more. We're originally from Louisiana, so we go home once, maybe twice a year, just to give us a little more time to be able to spend with them.
If you win, do not take the cash option. First of all, you take the cash option, you got to sit there and count out all that money. And if you mess up, you got to start over again. Secondly, how big a truck are you going to have to haul $1 billion in cash? So definitely don't want to take that cash option. You got to worry about safety and where you're going to keep it all. Be smart. Ask for a wire transfer or a check at least.
Mr. Earwood with some fun advice there, but I have to say, Judea, this is my last day of work through the new year. I'm supposed to be back January 5th, but I will be buying my tickets here today. And if you don't see me on the 6th of January, well, you know why.
Hey, listen, I understand. I mean, I have a couple of questions for you. First of all, let's say you were to win. Would you tell anybody?
I wouldn't tell anybody. I just get my affairs in order, figure out where I'm going to put all that money, and then I would make sure everyone's taken care of in my family, that type of thing, and then I just quietly disappear. I'll say that I needed some time to spend with family, do some other things, and retire a little early.
No, that's right. Have you seen on social media, they say, you wouldn't necessarily know if I won the lottery, but there would be signs. Like, have you seen that meme?
Yes, definitely. I don't know if there'd be signs. I don't know. I think I just kind of lay low, just help folks out, do some things that I need to do, some charitable work, that type of thing.
That sounds beautiful, but you did say retirement. So if Deidre retires, we know she's coming some money.
Well, look, there'll be some folks who say I'm closer to the end than the beginning anyway, so they might not be a surprise to them, but I definitely would take some time off.
I know that's right. I loved that interview that you got at the end there too. The last gentleman who said that he wouldn't take the cash option because then he would have to go and count it. I was just thinking to myself, that ain't no problem. I would love to count $1 billion.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So would I. Maybe we'll have the opportunity to do that starting tomorrow.
Fingers crossed. May the odds be in your favor, Deidre. She's been joining us from Tallapoosa, where we're expecting maybe that big ticket, that winning ticket, could potentially be sold. Thank you for joining us. Let's get a live look out of the city of Atlanta. Beautiful weather. And we are looking ahead as the holiday is supposed to roll in tomorrow. A lot of people are making their way into Georgia, into a couple of other big cities throughout our area, all getting ready for the Christmas holiday and looking ahead to the new year. I'm looking and I see beautiful blue skies, and I'm hoping that that continues. I think it will if I've been paying attention to our storm team forecast. So I'm joined now by our meteorologist, Jonathan Stacy. Jonathan, is it right?
Well, have you been paying attention?
I've been trying to.
I could quiz you. Really quick.
Okay.
So, what is today's forecast high? I need you to hit it on the head.
73?
73? You're close.
Oh, no.
It's giving tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Today, we're going with 74.
Oh,
73
wow.
tomorrow.
Okay.
We kind of dotted the numbers. We're going with 74 tomorrow, actually. Let me make a correction there. Because it's just a degree below the record, which is 75 degrees. So we'll see how the skies react to it. We had a cold front push through overnight. You wouldn't even notice it if you were in the sky. It came through in the quietness of the night. Wind's now coming in out of the northwest, but it's not bringing in a chilly wind because there's no chill to be found. We got some clouds out there. They're passing clouds, but they'll be locked in tomorrow morning as the wind settle down. Fog will settle in, and there'll be a spritz or sprinkle as you make your way up into the southern Appalachians. But other than that, not too much fanfare in the way of weather, but there's a lot of warmth. Look at these temperatures breaking over the 70-degree mark.
Is this December?
What is it? Where are we? Just a week and a half ago, we dropped down to the teens.
Yeah.
And
What
look at where we are today. My. And we're just getting started. We'll keep on growing. This morning, we had some temperatures that found themselves out of the 50s and into the 70s. They've gone. By 4 o'clock, we're at 74 degrees. Tomorrow, we'll do it all again. I think the fog will be a bit enhanced in some areas. By 2 o'clock, 73 degrees. So here's how we're going to shake out Christmas Day. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Let's take a look at the record watch here. We're going to go with 74 degrees, a record set 10 years ago of 75 degrees. We're going to hold you 1 degree shy. It's all a case for the clouds. If we get fewer clouds in, I think we'll be able to bring in a little bit more sunshine, and that could take us to 75 or beyond. But if the clouds are a bit thick, a bit stubborn, I think that could cut off the temperature growth into the mid 70s. Nonetheless, we'll watch out for a spritz or sprinkle Friday, but it looks like a better chance for rain come Sunday. And then after that, the temperatures, they take a nosedive. They go all the way down into the 20s. So
there's December. There's winter at least.
It's a bit of a reality check. I'm going to pull this up for you here. 7.
This is important as everybody is trying to figure out what they're doing, not just for the holidays, but for the coming weeks ahead. A lot of people.
Everybody just off.
Yeah.
Just off.
Yeah.
Just vibing, living life. I'll be inside. Here you go. Here's your 7-day forecast. 24 degrees when you wake up on Tuesday morning.
Goodness gracious.
Glad to say I'll be inside.
That's going to be insane. Okay, I don't even want to look at Tuesday. Really, I don't want to look at Monday either.
I'm not getting all in the weeds with it. It's like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ahead that are in the 70s. Yeah, that's coming. It will be a shock to the system, but it's not that impactful.
No, but you know what we should do? We should live in the moment.
Yes.
That's what we should be doing.
We should.
All right,
Bask
Jonathan.
in the sunshine and the warmth.
A couple of questions for you. Before you came up, we were talking to Deidre Duke. She was talking about the Powerball.
Okay.
$1 billion, $1.7 billion are up in the air for any of us to grab. First of all, do you play the lottery?
I have become a player as of this past week.
Okay. So what would you do if you got that much money?
I think the big question always is, would you return to work? And I'm on the fence about that.
Okay. Why?
I don't think I'm just going to up and quit because I really like the work that I do. But my energy here would just be, it's already some days. I am how I am. And I'm broke and I'm still kind of like very authentic, I'll put it that way.
Oh my gosh.
My authenticity would be on fleek.
I haven't heard that word in forever.
Yeah, I brought it back.
I've heard in songs.
Yeah.
People say, what's the saying? Money won't change me. But no, you're saying not at all.
No, money would make me be more me. It won't be a change. It would be like, I wasn't typically saying that. So put it like this. I'd be like, Judea, I have too much money to be coming up here talking for 5 minutes. We can do 3.
And you know what I would have to say? Okay.
Yeah, it would be, it's what it is, because you want your cut. And so you my friend too. So I would just be a bit more, my opinions would be less suppressed.
I feel that.
So I think I would still come to work, but you would be getting the unfiltered version. And I think that's in all areas of life. I would just, it is what it is.
I feel that though. I probably would be the same way. And I would also not quit. I do also like what I do, but also I wouldn't want people in my business. And I think people would be a little question it. They'd be checking me more on social media. And I just don't need you to, everything is going to look the same.
It's going to look the same?
Yes.
Okay.
I live a little differently behind the scenes, but everything's going to look
a little differently?
the same.
Maybe I'll be living totally differently.
For $1 billion? Yeah. Somebody in our chat, though, I was watching, they said that no one should be a billionaire. So,
No one should, no.
We shouldn't have
I'm telling you, it's controversial, but the way I feel about this is, if it's me, it's me.
Also, if you're a person who's going to give back, like you're going to have that much money, but you don't hoard it for yourself, you give back in a lot of different ways, it could also be beneficial.
We'll see. We'll see about all that. I know what I'm going to do for myself.
As for me and my household.
As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord and we will spend my good money.
Amen, amen, amen.
And I will save a lot of it. Because I don't want to be like those lottery stories in which, I'm broke in 5 years. I would literally go tell the bank, you cannot let me get this out until 25 years from now.
That's a good rule.
I cannot touch it. Literally, there's no way I can get it. Because I don't want to be sitting somewhere man, I used to be set. Talking about, man, you remember when I won?
You remember that? You remember?
Judea, do you remember that I won, girl?
I say, I remember.
What y'all got over at Fox 5? Because I need to slide back up in there. I don't want to be like that. So I think there is more that needs to be said about the talking about winning the lottery. Because, we can't get people to talk on TV all the time. You've been out in the streets.
Yes. Well,
everybody talks about what they would do if they won the lottery. It is something about,
Have we ever followed up with somebody after they won, though? Because kind of like we were just
people
saying.
in Georgia don't be. There's someone in Coweta County that won at a Publix I used to pass by. They act like they don't know me.
Oh.
So
they're just following your suit. You said you would change your attitude. They changed theirs.
No, my attitude, it would be, I'm a very giving person. That would also become more amplified.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're learning a little bit more about you on this.
It would just be real it would be like, Jonathan, you have a weather hit. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm coming. It just would just be just a little bit more like.
Reach into your pocket and say, a hit? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what? No, you don't have a hit.
I'd be like, take this 2,000 and go on.
And I would say,
Lord, don't be calling me right now. Take this 5,000 and go home. Go get you some lunch. You need some food.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we've got to transition from weather to the Powerball, but to Santa Tracker, the storm team. Beautiful thing. Guys, it's every year. Diva Chanley handles it. But I heard we are actually starting to look at where Santa is right now. Is that right?
Alex Forbes is on it. He's in the Storm Tracker Command Center or the Santa Tracker Command Center.
So where in the world is Santa? Let's find out from Alex.
Well, it's been a busy morning. I've been tracking the weather and then also tracking Santa on Good Day Atlanta, and we're getting some of the latest information here. He's continuing to make fantastic time, and the latest that we've gotten from the North Pole is that Santa is delivering gifts in China right now, which is ahead of schedule from last year. And when we were talking with Santa ahead of today, just last week, he was expecting to be ahead of schedule, but even this is earlier than what we were looking at. We've got some of the latest arrival times here. All right, Tyrone down there, and it's It's going to be Fayette County and Fulton County, 10:57. Then over to Stone Mountain by about 11 o'clock, and then swinging through Hiram. So when we were tracking him on Good Day Atlanta, it looked more like a north to south, maybe more of a south to north pattern across Metro Atlanta. Now, we are going to have another update for you here on Fox 5 News at noon. And then Chief Meteorologist David Chanley is going to join us into the evening hours tonight. And I hear that Santa's trying to get a hold of us. So maybe we'll speak with him coming up soon. Stay with us.
It's so exciting. Talk about an exclusive, us talking to Old St. Nick. Well, you're only going to see if we do it and get to listen in if you stream with us here on Fox Local. All right, so want to get you back out to some of those Christmas lights. Your neighbors have been doing the absolute most when it comes to decorating their homes. Let's check them out. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. I'm Judea Murray. Calling all procrastinators, now is our time to shine. If you haven't done your Christmas holiday shopping just yet, time is running out, but that doesn't mean it is over. I want to head out to our Chris Rosenthal, who's live in Buckhead. This is a neighborhood in Atlanta. Chris, is it too late to get our last minute shopping done?
Good news, it's not too late to get your last minute shopping done, and there are a lot of people here. As you can see, they are getting their last minute shopping done here at Lenox Mall. Got until about 6 o'clock tonight to come out to Lenox Mall and do some of that last minute shopping. You know, the National Retail Federation estimated record number of shopping, $1 trillion spent this year for the holidays. I'll tell you, I've been here since about 10 o'clock or so this morning, and it's already been picking up. Busy, but not crazy, not overwhelming or anything like that. So, and I'm joined by Lindsay Jones. She is with Lenox Square Mall here, and we'll go for a little walk and just tell me Tell me about, today, last minute. What are we seeing today?
Last minute shopping, we're seeing lots of men with kind of confused looks on their faces. I think still trying to figure out what that last minute perfect gift is. Mm-hmm. We're seeing lots of kids wanting to get their photos with Santa. So we're seeing a lot of people here to see the big man with Santa. And then a lot of people just getting one or two last minute things. So we're seeing still lots of crowds, but once again, not too crazy. Yeah. There's still lots of parking available. We're encouraging everybody, if you're doing last minute shopping, go to our website, lennoxsquare.com. You can download the directory so you kind of know where you're going, and you can see a full list of deals and offers so you kind of know what's still on sale.
Yeah, I mean, any other tips like that just to make it more efficient, to get in and out of here?
Absolutely. So we encourage people to park in any one of our 3 parking decks because that'll bring you in on the mall level, which will then get you to anywhere you need to go inside of Lennox. So we have a red deck, a blue deck, and a green deck that'll all bring you in right into the mall level. And then you can see kind of all the crowds and all the sales, and you can feel the energy. The Christmas music is playing, the decor is up, and of course the big man is here to get those last minute Christmas switches in before he leaves to start delivering presents.
And how long will he be here for?
So Santa will be here until 6 o'clock tonight, which is what time the mall closes. We're open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. today. We're closed on Christmas Day, and then we will reopen the day after Christmas at 10 a.m. for all those returns and all those gift cards to use.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. This is that's the biggest gift card day.
Biggest gift card day. So everybody's got their gift cards and they're itching to come use it. Lennox Square is the perfect place. Oh, and then there's Skims here, which has been an incredibly popular store. It's one of only 5 Skims stores and opened here with us last year. It's modeled after Kim's Closet, so it's been a popular thing with lots of bags. We opened 18 new stores this year, including Good American next door. That's Chloe's denim brand. So we have the Kardashian sisters right next to each other.
Yeah, we see a lot of bags for that, and a lot of other stores have been very popular here.
So we're seeing Aloe Yoga has been very popular. Sephora, we keep getting asked where that is as we were walking around giving a lot of Sephora directions. Aritzia, because we have right now the only Aritzia in the state of Georgia, which has been very, very popular. And then I think we talked to shoppers earlier that were doing some last minute shopping at Neiman's, kind of the catch-all for everything.
Yeah, and all the stores here, they all have the same hours. They're all open from all open till 8 to 6 today. So plenty of parking. Again, it's busy here, but not too crazy. We've talked to a lot of people who are coming here to see Santa, get a few last minute little items, for their family, and some people dressed up, such as these folks here. So, yeah.
You can really just feel the energy.
Yeah, 10 to 6, and then again, they'll be open right back up day after.
Chris, thank you so much for walking us through Lennox Mall. I was actually out at Perimeter last night, and I can tell you, trying to park, first of all, it was like the Hunger Games, just trying to get a spot. Everybody was really aggressive, but it is nice to know that you do still have some time. You told us 6 p.m. is that cutoff if you do still want to make your way to Lennox. And again, this is in Buckhead neighborhood here in Atlanta. We're going to keep the shopping talk going because I keep talking about procrastinators. Some of us, that is our special gift. We really come alive when the time is right. I want to get out to our Eli Jordan now, who's also covering last minute shopping, but this time over in Little 5 Points. Eli, I understand this is a great place if you want to get some locally crafted goods. Is that right?
Oh yeah, Little 5 Points is where you get those unique gifts. I mean, you can find all sorts of really cool items, stocking stuffers and things like that. But the big news here in Little 5 Points is the construction is gone. Check it out. Finley Plaza is wide open. All the gates are gone, and these businesses have been suffering for the past 5 months with gates, construction gates all around. They got the star here and stuff. But come on down here if you got last minute shopping. Support local businesses. Local businesses make up 99% of America's workforce, and it is the backbone of the economy. So come out here, keep Little 5 Points weird and all that good stuff. But talking about Finley Plaza, 5 months in the making, they didn't meet the Halloween parade deadline. But Resident Jason Lindsay, he's been seeing this, for the past 5 months. What do you think about the situation here, and how's it looking now?
I think it looks amazing. They did a good job. Of course, we all wish it would have came a little sooner, but I'm glad to see it open just in time for the Christmas holidays. coming down the streets, great view of the storefronts, a lot of walking area and hanging out area. So I think the businesses are happy and the residents are definitely happy with this.
Yeah, we don't have those little nooks and crannies anymore where, Little 5 Points is known to have all sorts of people, and they'll use the facilities anywhere they want to around. I mean, we don't have any of that here, and it's wide open. It seems a lot more welcoming. What do you think, Jason?
I think it is definitely more welcoming. I can't wait to see the finished product. I know there's going to be some more benches out here, and I think it's going to be a great hangout area when you're in between shopping.
Pavers, engraved pavers, they still lack. But tell me the importance of shopping locally. I know you've done some shopping here and stuff. I mean, about these local businesses, the importance of keeping, everything local here in Little Five and keeping Little Five weird.
As a resident, I love a lot of these businesses. So without people shopping local, they're not going to be here next year. This really drives this entire community and keeps it weird and funky, which is why we love Little 5 Points.
And bottom line, what would you tell people? I mean, if they got they got a few items to pick out, some stocking stuffers, what would you say?
I would say the weather speaks for itself. It's beautiful out here today. All the shops are just now opening. Come grab some really cool last minute gifts.
Awesome. Yes, the weather is nice out here. People are coming out and checking out the new scene. And Judea, I tell you what, I'm actually breaking a sweat on this Christmas Eve, December 24th, the day before Christmas. And it's amazing weather out here. So I know, no excuse not to get out here and spend a little money and support local business here in Little 5 Points in Atlanta.
For sure. I couldn't believe that I saw him in a t-shirt, but it is gorgeous outside. I mean, it's even kind of warm here in the studio.
He had a sweater on. He had to go back and change. Yeah, he had a sweater on. He had to change because he started sweating. So, he had to put that t-shirt on, and I had to take my jacket off.
So as Eli has been talking to you guys, Little 5 Points is a great option if you are still looking for something, you want that unique gift, something that they are not going to see anywhere else, but also it's a great way to support our local artisans, crafters, artists, and all of the above. Eli, while I have you, I went digging and I found something pretty interesting. Yes, you are live with us right now. You've been broadcasting for years, but I didn't realize just how long. Give me a second. Let's lower this clip.
Oh, and welcome back to the Santa Show. Eli Elf, do you have some letters for us there?
Yes, Santa.
Cutie Eli.
That's long time, 40 years ago. That was Christmas of '85. I was in 6th grade, and my parents produced the Santa Show in Florence, Alabama, at WOWL TV 15 in Florence. And they did this for years. And when I was in 6th grade, they said, "Do you want to be the elf?" And I said, "Well, it's kind of cool, I think, to be on TV." And I got paid. I got bartered. My dad gave me a shotgun that year for being Eli Elf. But we did that for 30 days straight, live every night, all the way up, from the first Monday after Thanksgiving, all the way up through Christmas Eve. I mean, if it was still going on now, we would have a show tonight, and kids would come up, sit on, I would take kids up Santa's lap, and sit them on, and make sure their faces were turned toward the camera, and I had to go in, I'd have to put on makeup and rouge on my cheeks, and wear the same outfit.
Oh, you have makeup on?
Really, not much has changed. So, it was a fun time, but I found that the other day, actually, and I was like, that was 40 years ago, and it blew my mind that 40 years ago was the first time I stepped in front of a live TV camera.
No, you were built for this.
It's just amazing how quickly time flies. I was raised in it, that's for sure. So, you got to see me as Eli Elf. I know Santa Claus. We go way back, and he's a personal friend of mine. So, I used to do that. That was my first taste.
It's nice to hear that your parents were involved too and got you involved in something, even though you were getting paid. It's kind of like volunteering and also just getting your feet wet in terms of being in front of the camera. Also, I wanted to give a quick shout out just in case your mom is streaming with us. I know she loves watching Fox 5 News live. So thank you for this clip and everything that we were able to see from Eli. I thought that was so cute, just perfect in time for the holidays. All right, Eli, I'm going to let you go. I know you still have some gathering to do out there. You guys will see him later on in our streaming hours, so make sure you stay here on Fox Local. Merry Christmas to you too. Happy holidays as well. All right, what's open today? We're talking to you about getting out there and going shopping. I told you that Lenox Mall was going to be open until 6. We also know that there are going to be those shops available for you on Little 5 Points. But what other stores, in case you have to do some last minute grocery store shopping or other shopping, can you get out to. So Aldi says it'll operate on limited hours today. It'll be closed on Christmas. Best Buy will be open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. And again, it will be closed on Christmas Day, so 7 p.m. if you still want to get an electronic for the kids. Costco is going to be open until 5 p.m. on Christmas Day, so if you still got to get Christmas dinner, you're missing a couple of ingredients, you have just until 5 p.m. Here on, Christmas Eve. And then Walmart is going to be open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve, and it closes on Christmas Day. CVS will have modified hours today and Christmas Day, so if anybody needs to fill a prescription, that is still an option. It's just going to be modified hours. You're going to have to see what your local CVS is doing. But funny enough, gyms are open this holiday season. Some people may want to get that holiday workout in. Maybe you're overeating and overindulging on Christmas cookies like Santa is. Well, Planet Fitness locations will be closed for tomorrow. A lot of them will be, but independently owned and operated gyms just might be available for you. All you're gonna have to do is call ahead and verify their hours. YMCA hours vary by location. LA Fitness, Orange Theory, Crunch, and Gold gyms will all be closed to allow staff and members to celebrate the holiday with their families. But all gyms are expected to open back up Friday because we all need to get our resolutions out of the way. Speaking of resolutions, coming up, I want to talk to you about, in case weight loss is on your list, we'll be talking about a new change that has come thanks to the FDA. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. I'm Judea Murray. If weight loss is top of mind for your New Year resolution, you're gonna want to hear this. The FDA has made some changes so that Wegovy, it's usually an injectable. We just found out that they have approved the pill form of that medication. It's good. So losing weight could become a little easier for you. You know, normally people say that those injections, the GLP-1 injectable, tends to be a more expensive option. But the FDA says now you can can ingest the anti-obesity pill. They've greenlit that change. The Wegovy pills are expected to be available within weeks, according to company officials. The availability of oral pills to treat obesity could expand the booming market for obesity treatments by broadening access and reducing costs. According to the experts, that Wegovy pill must be taken with a sip of water in the morning on an empty stomach with a 30-minute break before you eat anything or drink anything else. And remember that all GLP-1 drugs, oral or injectable, have similar side effects, which unfortunately include nausea and diarrhea. So it's up to you if that is what you want to go with. But I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about that change coming from the FDA. In the meantime, I want to take a quick look outside. You're going to see Northside Hospital. It's been a beautiful day here in Georgia. I'm so excited that you guys made some time to join me here on Christmas Eve for all of your news headlines. Tonight, it's going to continue to be absolutely gorgeous out. So if you have family coming in, you have friends coming in for the holiday, this is the perfect weather to get out and have some fun. We've got a list of things that you can do available on our website, fox5atlanta.com. Our meteorologists say that you can expect sunny and warm temperatures throughout the weekend, and we just might break the record for the high today and tomorrow. So fingers crossed, we're going to keep our eyes on it for you. But again, thank you for making some time for me here on Fox 5 News Live. I'm Judea Murray. I'll be with you this weekend if you want to keep the news going. We'll talk more headlines and everything big happening around Georgia as well as the rest of the country. Until then, the news continues at noon.